At the end of the day, we all get excited about the election, the presidential election, and we all should. But these folks who are sitting on the bench locally have more to say about what happens to us on a daily basis than any presidential candidate will, particularly in the immediate phase of development that we're in and the time that we're in as a culture and a people. What do I mean by that? These judges are going to have a say as to what you pay for child support, as to whether you see your child, as to whether somebody in your family gets the services that they need if there's an issue with mental health. They're going to have a tremendous say on whether our young people get a second chance at life when they do something stupid, when they make a bad decision, or make a poor choice with the opportunities they've been given. We need to make sure that we have folks on the bench who are not intimidated or not misreading when our children stand before them in criminal cases and are being judged as not being contrite or being disconnected from the reality of what they have done wrong. When oftentimes, really what it is they don't have the language or the experience to express that they know they did a wrong thing. So at the end of the day, and I speak to you as a former prosecutor, I've seen it. This is not me hypothesizing about what happens here in Georgia. I have stood there and had to advocate for a defendant that I was prosecuting on the other side because the judge wouldn't do the right thing even when I was trying to prompt the judge to do the right thing. I had to remind the judge that this young person reminded me of myself and that but for the grace of God, I might be that person standing in arms. And so this is why all the numbers that Charles has been speaking to you about today matter. This is the reality of it all. Our children being derailed from a life that they otherwise might have. This is why we need to make sure that we dig down deep, that we make sure that this organization and our mission is well funded here in Atlanta, and that we make sure that we also do our part by keeping our eye on the minority attorneys amongst us who show tremendous promise and who might need to serve on the bench one day. And we also need to make sure that as attorneys ourselves, that we are doing what we can, particularly our younger attorneys, that we see 10 and 15 years down the line and make sure that we come under the right mentorship of people in the community and also people like Charles and Susie and other folks that have done it before us who can show us the way and make sure that we end up right where we should be from the start.